Hi there, Serial Trader here. Let's check in with Bitcoin. Now it's been rising since the last video, which is certainly in line with expectations there, based on the previous video's analysis. So well, on the 4-hour time frame, sorry, this is cluttered because I have some shorter term labels that we'll get to, but we're starting to break some short-term resistance levels, and that's around that 8,500. That was a kind of resistance area I was watching. And we initially failed there on the first attempt. Had a little pullback, but now we pushed through that quite nicely. And are currently above it. So it looks like we have a nice potential wave C of two of that larger expanded flat bottom in place. And now we're coming up in potentially a new impulse wave. But let me drop down time frames here. And I think I'll actually go, let's even go with a 5-minute. That should be, actually no, 15 minutes should be adequate. Okay. So on the 15-minute time frame, from the low, which came in at 79.25, I have a 1 up, and then this little expanded flat ABC, 2 down, 3 up, 4 down, and notice since it's an expanded flat, even though 4 looks like it overlaps with this, it doesn't, because this actual wave 1 ended here, and wave 4 terminates above that area. So that's why that little nuance of identifying the expanded flat small degree wave 2 is important here. Otherwise you would think you had overlap and you'd invalidate this impulse wave, but no, this counts quite nicely. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up for a larger 1, okay, something like that. And then you have an ABC down for a larger 2. And now I suspect, and there's no way of knowing this yet because it's still developing, but we actually have an extended third wave in the mix. So now we actually have a 1 up, 2 down, currently in a 3 up, not done yet, and then have a 4 or 5 of, okay, let me get this zoomed out correctly, of this larger 3 here, as I have it labeled. So we'll see if that plays out. There's certainly other possibilities, but at this point, it looks reasonable given the current price data. Certainly trending up, higher highs, higher lows on this 50-minute time frame. Again, breaking that resistance area that was just shy of 8,500. So that's nice to see. And so, yeah, since I entered at 79.50, which was not usually going to get an entry that close to the bottom, at least certainly not on a consistent basis. But in this case, I just had a really nice entry, just happened to go that way. And now at this point, I've moved my stop up to what I've labeled here as a small degree wave 2. And that's 81.37 is the actual level, so I put it at 81.30, okay? And really, if this has a strong trend up and we only have a new impulse wave in progress, there's no good reason for that level to get tested or taken out. So it's a reasonable place to put a stop, and it also locks in, you know, a decent amount of the gains that the position has accumulated thus far. Now, I just don't want to run it too tight because I do see larger potential on this overall, you know, uptrend here. And let me just declutter this because now that I've shown you the short-term labels, they don't need to stay there. That's fine. I prefer working from that 4-hour chart for most purposes. Okay, let me just get this all scaled back the way it needs to be. Auto scale, okay. Let's get in here. Okay. So that looks a little better for my liking. So yeah, we have that nice 5 down. Now we're coming up in at least what appears to be a new impulse wave on that shorter time frame as I just showed. And in what could easily be a larger degree third wave, okay? And we'd expect a pretty strong move up if it is a third wave. It should be greater than the length of wave 1. And, you know, maybe like a 1.618 multiple of wave 1. So if we were to get the Fibonacci extension tool, just to give us an estimate here. And okay, let's do this. So up to that level. Okay, off of our new bottom here currently. And we'll do 1.618. There we go. And where does that get us? So that gets us to 13,000 and change. And then just the equality relationship gets us to over 11,000. Okay, so that's some levels to look for in maybe the not so distant future. But here, let me just get rid of those as well. And well, what else can I really add here? It's still pretty early on this 4-hour time frame to be getting overly excited, but so far exactly what you would have wanted to see with the interpretation presented last time has played out. And just keep running the trade until it stops working for you, basically. You could certainly set your stops tighter than I have if you want to lock in some more of your gains, but that risks, again, stopping and potentially a much bigger good position out for no good reason. So I'm just going to keep waiting, and every time we have a corrective-looking pullback, like a short-term one, and then we start going higher and making new highs again, I'll just keep ratcheting my stop up to that next support level and just below it, and just be patient with that. I don't want to tighten this up so much that I just get stopped out for no good reason, because I'm liking that entry I got, and that could be a very significant pivot if we really do have this significant wave 2 bottom in place. And yeah, that should be good for now. Hopefully everyone's having a great weekend, and I'm certainly looking forward to next week. Lots of opportunities out there. All right, Serial Trader signing off.